The Evolved Leader by Lavi. Quote, "Evolved leadership is a difficult and often lonely journey. Such is the case with all things worthwhile." Preface. Think like a traveler as a business model. I have traveled the world on multiple occasions, and it has profoundly changed the way I think about life and about business. Travelers have a certain spirit about them, which is synonymous with a growth mindset. Those who wish to see more of the world, experience different emotions, and potentially even obtain something known as culture shock, have something in common. They seek to continuously learn, and they understand that there's something out there that's bigger than they are. Food for thought. The most common thing for a person to do when they leave a job they consider to be suffocating and toxic is to travel, right? Intro. Why this book? Why now? The world has changed, and yet it seems that many of the corporate norms from days of old still take place in our modern workplace. Micromanaging, fear-based leadership, performance improvement plans, surprise terminations, and unreasonable KPIs have somehow been passed down from one generation to the next, and it's simply not allowing for true people-driven growth. Employees want to like the person they report to and love the place they work for. They want to be inspired, and they really want to have their ideas and thoughts heard by senior leadership. And you know what? They're 100% right. You may be chuckling a bit as you're reading these radical notions and possibly thinking, yeah, good luck with that? Well, here's the real punchline. Employees who report to an evolved leader tend to overproduce, refer their friends, and retain longer. Those are three of the best things that can happen for your business. A mini mind test. I'd like to begin with a bit of a mind challenge, at the very least, to get the juices flowing. I'd like for you to imagine for a moment, and please, really try to see yourself as a business owner. We'll use a restaurant as an example because it's a common business and people love food. Now imagine that your business, year over year, has grown at a rapid pace. That's a great feeling, right? Over the years, you've managed to create a great menu that people love, a business model that works, and a process for human resources, payroll, benefits, and all the other moving pieces of the business. In other words, you've done it. As time goes by, you've managed to franchise your business, and now you have 25 locations across major cities in America, with more on the way. The model you've built is effective. Here's where the story takes a turn. Not for the worse, but rather just a turn. Instead of managing one location like you used to, you now spend a good amount of your time traveling the country, overseeing your franchise restaurants. And on one particular visit to a location in Scottsdale, Arizona, you notice something you've never seen before. There is a line around the entire building just to get in. Hundreds of people are waiting to eat at your restaurant. You've seen a 10 to 15 minute wait, but you've never seen anything like this before. You're obviously ecstatic. This is wonderful news. You walk in, immediately talk to your franchise owners, and they begin to explain that about 2 months ago, one of their young cooks, a kid who's still in college and working there to make extra money, started experimenting with the way he cooks the restaurant's signature burger. He has added some ingredients to it, replaced the traditional side dish of French fries with a more healthy zucchini fries alternative, and exchanged the sauce to offer multiple dipping options. Little by little, word of mouth started catching on. At first, it was just a fun experiment, but over the course of the 2 months, people started coming in and asking for it. Since they didn't know what to call it, they named it the Charlie Burger, after the young cook. So let's recap. You own 25 plus franchise restaurants with more on the way. All 25 have the same menu. The signature dish on that menu has been modified. You witness something you've never seen before, a line around the building consisting of hundreds of people, all looking to eat one item. You were unaware of these menu updates for 2 months. The cook who created it is a college student who just experimented one day and it ended up working in your favor. How do you respond? Again, in order for this exercise to work, you must try and put yourself in the shoes of a business owner who has built something from the ground up over the course of many years of hard work. I've asked this question of several business owners and received mixed responses. The overwhelming majority said that they didn't like the feeling of getting blindsided, even though the evidence points to the changes being incredibly successful. To them, the blood, sweat, and tears that they put in over many years to build a working business model was not something they were willing to jeopardize. Their decision was to remain true to the ways that worked and not share the recipe with any of the other franchise locations. In other words, it's not broken, don't fix it, right? Some of the respondents said that they would go as far as reprimanding the franchise owner for allowing changes to the menu without informing them. Their reasoning was that opening up a Pandora's box of allowing changes, even minimal, can lead to massive insubordination down the line. A very small percentage of my responses, around 5%, said that although they didn't like the idea of menu changes happening for 2 months without their knowledge, it was silly to ignore something this big. They would continue to say that it's important to celebrate people like Charlie, the young cook who took a chance, because his intentions were not malicious. In fact, he was just looking to help his restaurant. One responder had my favorite answer of all. This next part is very important because it creates the theme for this book perfectly. They said that this presents an opportunity for them that they never thought possible until now. The idea of someone like Charlie being out there and not developing their skill set may actually be a massively wasted growth opportunity for them. They certainly can't allow a free-for-all where every aspiring cook simply makes whatever they like and serves it to people without notice. That would be chaotic and very bad for business. But why not create an environment where once a month, after the doors close for the night and all the customers leave, allow for a creation session where aspiring cooks can make their favorite dish. Then, based on fan voting and participation, that dish can get added to the menu as the monthly special. So many good things come out of this. First, the staff wins because they get to do something creative and they have something fun to look forward to. One could even brand the event as Chef's Night. Next, the restaurant wins for many reasons. They have a place where people want to work and brag to their friends about how much fun and creativity their boss allows. The restaurant also wins because customers get to try new and exciting food on a regular basis. I challenge anyone reading this to try and exploit a downside to this notion. There isn't one. The evolved leader finds ways to do what's best for the business, obviously, while removing one's ego from the equation. This book is comprised of 7 quick chapters, designed to ask tough questions, invigorate thought, and awaken the evolved leader in all of us. To read this book is to be okay with abandoning fear-based corporate tactics and to seek more from yourself, perhaps even a legacy.